Hey y'all, welcome back. What we're going to tie today, this is a super fast fly to spin up. It's very effective for most predatory fish. It's the Slump Buster. Some of you guys out there might need a Slump Buster right now if the fishing's tough. I tie this in a variety of different sizes. What I'm tying on tonight is a U301. It's in a size 4. It's 1X strong, 3X long. For our overwing on this, we're going to use cream rabbit strips. For our collar, this is white rabbit strip, but it's in a cross-cut form. You'll see why later. For our rib, we are going to tie chartreuse and bright. For our body, we're going to use black pearl sparkle braid. And for our flash, we're going to use this stuff right here. It's called lateral scale. If you ever find lateral scale, buy a bunch of it. I put this on just about 90% of my stringers, and it works really well. All right, we're going to come in. We're tying with brown thread. We have a 6.3 millimeter or a 1/4 inch black nickel cone head. I have 10 turns of 35 thousandths lead-free wire, and I have 10 turns of 15 thousandths lead-free wire. We're going to slide all that up into the cone. It's going to help center that cone on the hook. I'm going to take a couple wraps behind that lower section of lead-free. We're going to come through it, and then we're going to push and pull at the same time. Take a couple turns into all this. Going to help hold it in there. Now at this junction of the 15 and the 10 or the 35, you don't have to do that, and it's just something I prefer to do just to make this a little heavier. I'm going to catch in my sparkle braid right behind my lead. It's going to help build a taper for the fly. Take some turns down, just about halfway into the gouge. At this point, we're going to come in with our overwing of our rabbit zonker. We want the tail roughly the 1 full length of the overall hook. And like any other time you're working with rabbit, you want to split that hair. That way you can have a clean tying point. Catch it in, a couple loose wraps. Center it right on the top. Set it. Pull it back. I'm going to come in with my rib. I'm going to put a little bit of a dog ear in it so I don't pull it out. That's all I'm talking about right there, just a little kink. I'm going to catch that in, and then I'm going to bend it over itself. I'm going to bring my thread all the way back up. I'm going to stop at about 2 hook outs behind the back of that cone. Now at this point, I'm going to pull my tail and my rib up out of the way. I'm going to take 1 full wrap behind that rabbit strip. Then I'm going to pull everything to the back, and I'm going to jump it to the front. I'm going to take touch and turns all the way to the top of this fly. You can vary these colors. I tie it in all different colors. This is one of my favorite colors to fish. I'm going to catch that in right there. Come in and clean this up. Now we're going to stretch our rabbit zonker to just about where we want to tie it off here. Come in and split it. Good clean tying point. Put a little stretch to it. Keep it right on the top. Looks pretty good. Come in and clip it off close. Get all those extra fuzzies out of the way. Take our turns, secure that end down. We'll come in with our rib. First loop is across our tying point. Just kind of work your way through. Take your time so you don't trap any fibers. This is just going to help secure this rabbit strip down and keep it from getting crazy in the water. Catch that in, tie it off, clean that out. Now we're going to come in with our lateral scale. I'm only going to use 2 strands. 2 strands should do both sides. This should be just enough flash to make a little shimmer in the water. You don't want to overdo it with this stuff. Catch it in on the side, fold it over, lock it in, get rid of those extras. Same on my side. Fold them over, lock them down. Pull everything to the rear. Now this is why we're going to use crosscut instead of regular. You can see the crosscut, instead of sticking up and down, it lays flat with the hide. We're going to come in with our most expensive tool that we own, our 33-cent potato chip bag clipper. We're going to catch that in. This is what we're going to use to build the spun collar. And catch that in, we're going to trim off that hide right there. So it should look like that. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. If this is the first time you've ever done this, this is the part where you want to go a little bit slower because the whole thing will fall apart right here. I'm going to set that down so we can build a dubbing loop. Going to be about 6-8 inches long. We won't need all that. It just helps secure that rabbit hair. Run our thread up. Put our dubbing twister in. If you try to put your dubbing twister in after you get this set, your hair is going to go everywhere. Slide that in. Take your time right here, especially if you're new to this part, because you'll lose it for sure. I'm going to set that there. Give it a couple of twists and just let it go. Do it again. There we go. Now as we wrap this forward, we're going to want to preen all these rabbit hairs to the rear. Taking touch and turns. That's going to keep your noodle tight. Really twist it into that cone. There's plenty of space in there, so don't worry about crowding the eye or anything. Then once that's there, we're going to catch that with our tying thread. Try not to trap any hairs on the way through. We're going to come in and clip out the extras from our dubbing noodle. Now what I like to do right here is make sure all that's pulled back. Take a couple good solid wraps, and then I'm going to come in with some glue. I'm going to put a little super glue on here. Don't take much. Then before that stuff sets, I'm going to pull it all to the back again. I'm going to take my wraps inside there. And while that stuff is still trying to set up, I'm going to catch it with a quick whip finish. That super glue is going to lock that knot in. And this cone is going to help protect your thread, so you don't really have to worry too much about that coming undone on you. I'm going to come in and clean this up. And that's it. That's the Slump Buster. Like I said, you can tie this in a variety of different colors. Tied up, it takes all species of fish. It's really good. Tight and articulated, tight weighted, unweighted. Hope you guys enjoy it. Show it to your friends. Go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. If there's anything you guys want to see, don't forget, just leave it in the comments below. We'll get to it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and go back and click that subscribe button. It's free until the end of the weekend. And until next time.